For several years, Highland has been having conversations about human sexuality and Christian teaching. We've spent time studying the Bible, talking during Sunday school and on Wednesday nights gathered around tables in the conference room. Back in February 2020, Highland's Church Council passed an inclusion statement and asked the congregation to give feedback and vote on whether or not to adopt the statement.
We recognize that as children of God, all people are of sacred worth. Because Christ has opened the church to all people, we fully welcome, accept, and affirm each and every person into full fellowship without regard to their age, economic class, educational level, gender identity, marital status, mental ability, nationality, physical ability, race, and sexual orientation. It will be our position to support the candidacy and ordination of qualified persons regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. Likewise, we will support the rights of the clergy of Highland United Methodist Church to perform marriages for all couples who seek to be married.
Due to COVID, that vote did not take place until the fall of 2020. 264 individuals voted on the Statement of Inclusion during August, and the statement was approved by a margin of 80.3% in favor and 19.7% against. In thinking about how we might live into this inclusion statement, Highlands Church Council voted to pursue becoming a reconciling church and join Reconciling Ministries Network. Reconciling Ministries Network, or RMN, has been actively involved within the United Methodist Church working for the full inclusion of the LGBTQ community into the life and service of the UMC. Before taking this step, we will be having more education and conversations at Highland because we want to move together as one church body.
As part of Highland's leadership, we thought we might be able to answer some questions you might have. Reconciling Ministries Network is a growing movement of United Methodist individuals, groups, churches, and campus ministries working for the full participation of all people in the United Methodist Church to transform our church and world into the full expression of Christ's inclusive love. Established in 1984, RMN works for full equality in membership, ordination, and marriage for God's LGBTQ children. There are over 1,000 reconciling ministries and over 43,000 reconciling United Methodist individuals.
A reconciling church is one that embraces, affirms, and works for the full participation of all people in the United Methodist Church, including full equality in membership, ordination, and marriage for God's LGBTQ children. Reconciling churches make a public declaration welcoming all persons, regardless of sexual orientation, to participate fully in its congregational life. And they work for a change within the denomination for full inclusiveness and equal rights and privileges for all.
Yes, we do. The fellowship class became a reconciling group in 2019 with a unanimous vote. The fellowship class is one of our oldest classes at Highland, and my parents have been members of that class for over 50 years.
In preparation for what was supposed to be the General Conference of 2020, Church Council decided that rather than guess the outcome of the upcoming conference, we should know where Highland stood. Many concerns had been expressed after the special General Conference of 2019, and conversation intensified in its wake. This felt like a faithful step as we seek to move into who we are as a family of faith at Highland, and as we discern who we are as a body within our community in Raleigh.
After the adoption of the inclusion statement, the Church Council voted to pursue joining Reconciling Ministries Network as a way of publicly living into that statement and declaring who we are and what we believe to our LGBTQ members, past, and present, and even those yet to come, and creating a sacred space for all to worship and be a part of Highland United Methodist Church.
In the traditional services, the question was often asked, Highland, who are we? The congregation would respond with our mission statement. We are an inviting family of faith seeking to love, serve, and share Christ with our community in the world.
While Highland is a place of welcome, that does not openly translate as a place of welcome within the United Methodist Church for the LGBTQ community, as the current United Methodist Book of Discipline still discriminates against LGBTQ persons. Being a reconciling congregation indicates to non-heterosexual people that they are welcome. No, it does not. Joining RMN does not change our United Methodist affiliation. We would still be within the United Methodist denomination. Making a statement of inclusion actually supports the Book of Discipline, which calls for the inclusion of all persons who are viewed as individuals of sacred worth. Official United Methodist policy bars the ordination and appointment of self-avowed practicing homosexuals. The Board of Ordained Ministry and Bishop of each annual conference must decide how to handle this mandate. The Book of Discipline also prohibits ceremonies that celebrate homosexual unions. Each local church must decide for itself how it will handle this matter.
No. Highland is blessed with a very rich history of strong ministries and outreach within Raleigh and beyond through Family Promise, Habitat for Humanity, Rise Against Hunger, the Community Garden, Interfaith Food Shuttle, Disaster Response, and many more. It is our hope that Reconciling Ministries will become another way in which our congregation can live into the mission to be an inviting family of faith, seeking to love, serve, and share Christ within our community and the world. Like all of our ministries at Highland, the emphasis on reconciling work will depend on the commitment and energy of those in our congregation who choose to step up and step out to raise the level of hope for those who cry out for love and justice.
It is my hope that all of our Highland family will stay together through this process. Regardless of how you voted on the Statement of Inclusion, Highland is a place where everyone is welcome. Just because somebody has a different view does not mean we cannot all come together to worship, fellowship together, support each other, serve our community and the world, and glorify God through all the positive activities and initiatives going on at Highland. I hope everyone will feel welcome and stay with Highland.